Hi.
So, Hoyoverse officially opened a cafe, and surprisingly, it's in Berlin for some reason. Having been there myself, I basically just wanted to share my experience and opinions on it. During the time of my visit, it was under the Genshin Impact event, and disclaimer, I don't play Genshin. The only experience I have of the game was 1 month of playtime after its launch 5 years ago, and then I dropped it. Anyway, the main reason why I went to this Hoyoverse Cafe is more on the perspective that it's anime themed rather than Genshin Impact themed. Plus, it's Hoyo. I still play both Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, so might as well try it out. Alright, let's first talk about the cafe itself.
I want to get some coffee. You want some coffee?
This is how it looks like from the outside, and this is the layout of the cafe. Now, let's break down the areas based on my experience. But first, the route. From the entrance, we immediately headed to the Essbereich, and from there was the queue to order, which started just before the Integrationsbereich. After that, we went around the Fanartikelverkauf, then ordered here, and then waited here before picking up the order here. The photo spot and this area here had basically most of the chairs and tables. There was a cosplayer here, and a few other people were sitting in the photo spot area. The Essbereich, which translates to dining area, was in fact not the dining area. It's actually the area where you wait for your drinks instead. It's also the place where you would take pictures, like the stands for Child, Lumine, and Skirk were there, and a spot for you in the middle of them. The Integrationsbereich is just one small space, and at this side of the wall, it's where you'd hang sticky notes. I unfortunately didn't take a picture of what I wrote, but it's nothing special anyway. If you must know, then I just wrote Raiden Shogun is best girl. Okay, I like Akron and her armpit a ton in Star Rail, okay? I don't know what else I'm supposed to write for Genshin Impact. Anyway, after that is the Fanartikelverkauf, which is the merch section. Now, I forgot to mention this, but in the center of this area, there's a table set up with 4 monitors on each side, and you can play Genshin there, either using the PlayStation or Xbox controllers. It was a random account, of course, and my friends and I tried to pull for characters, but unfortunately, there were only 140 Primogems left at the time. And yeah, we ordered our food and drinks after that, at the cashier here. Speaking of which, let's talk about what was offered.
It's your collection.
It's my collection.
Now, before we entered, one of the staff gave us this and this. This one's basically a web event, which they normally do, I guess, and the other one tells us all about this cafe event. The one here is where you go as a pair, and if one of you is a returning player, you get a 50% discount on the limited menu items. On the other hand, if the both of you are active players, you get 25% off instead. This one here is like, if you download the game in the cafe and create an account, you get a free coffee. And for this part, you get a promo code to purchase a coffee at half the price if you're a returning player. This event is more on the cosplayer side, where you have to follow the cafe in Twitter or something and share whatever you purchase there or in Instagram basically. And finally, the part where you could relate the most is the merch. You get some of them for free, depending on how much you spend. So it's like a rebate thing. This site is based on how much you spent on food or drinks, and this part is how much you spent on merch from this section. I didn't buy anything from the merch store because I'm not that interested in Genshin. What my friend and I ordered was the Meisterschule menu, which is this section. And what we got was exactly as offered. Drink with the character cup sleeves, this orange pudding or whatever it's called with the decoration, and those coffee cookies that look like the beans in-game, I guess. I'm sorry, I didn't take a picture of them since I was more concerned satisfying my stomach at the time. Other merch we got include this coaster, a redemption code, a stamp card, a character card, and whatever this thing is called. And now let's get into the good parts.
Here's the good news.
I'll give credit to the staff there. Relatively speaking, they're friendly enough. The outlier would probably be just that one lady notifying us who were lining up with a loud voice, but that's nothing to complain about since she's just doing her job, trying to manage a long line. Wasn't screaming or being angry or anything. I understand she was though, because it was 5 PM and I'm pretty sure the staff had an exhausting day. Plus, it was hot as hell. I myself have worked in F&B before, so I know how it feels dealing with customers, especially those peculiar ones.
How dare you talk back to me? I am the consumer!
Oh, and yeah, given that the line we were in, it's actually not that bad since we only had to wait for around half an hour if I recall correctly. And this is thanks to the cafe itself, sending emails to us whom have made a reservation to come like 45 minutes later, particularly due to the overwhelming number of customers. So yeah, that was a good heads up at least. Next, the vibe was definitely Genshin Impact-ish, I won't deny that. I went there expecting anime characters everywhere and I got what I came for. Skirk and Child were the main highlights of course, at which I assume are the current running banners in Genshin at the moment. I may not play the game, but that doesn't mean I don't find Skirk hot. What's funny to me is that she's similar to Jingliu in Star Rail. They both are swordswomen, are cryo and ice respectively, have the bluish white theme in their color design, have similar eye colors, and have detached sleeves for that armpit window. One area where Jingliu takes the lead, however, is the fact that she has the blindfold. But then again, Skirk managed to level the playing field by having slightly bigger badonkers, at least to my eyes. Oh, and speaking of which, her milk was delicious. The Calpis drink, I mean. The pricing though was and that means we're heading to the drawbacks from now on.
Well, there's room for improvement.
Skirt's milk was fine the way they're priced, since I called the drink that way. But the others are too expensive for what they're worth. The coffee cookies were 350 euros each and nah, they should have been priced like 1 euro or 150 maximum. It's like this small. And who likes it small, right ladies? The orange pudding thing? It's definitely not worth 7 euros. You can only taste like subtle hints of the orange, but most of it was bland. I wouldn't pay more than 250 for that, or at most 3. I guess the reason why it's priced so high is because it's Hoyo. It's the brand name. It's like Apple's business practices. They can charge however high they want for a product that's not as worth it, and idiots like us would still buy it, since it's oh Apple so fancy. Next, the gaming section in the middle of the merch area. The problem I have with it is not with the implementation, but rather its maintenance. The batteries on the PlayStation and Xbox controllers were dead. What the hell? My friend who's not introduced to Genshin wanted to try it out, but he couldn't because the damn controller wasn't working. Keep them charged next time, please. Another drawback is that discount as a pair thing. As I've mentioned, it's 25% if both members are active players, yet 50% if only one is a returning player. I think that should be backwards, to be honest. At least in my opinion, shouldn't you reward your active players more? Like those that kept your game alive all this time rather than returning players? Feel free to disagree, but it's what I believe it should be. I mean, it's obvious that they want people to come back to the game, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't focus more on the players that you already have. Finally, the cafe itself feels too small and the facilities are not enough. Like, there's a lack of chairs and tables. What I would want to do in a cafe like this is order a coffee, sit down, hang out with my friends, and admire Skirk's tits. The reality, however, didn't even give us a chance to take a seat. We had to go out of the cafe and stand outside in order to consume what we ordered. I don't want a takeaway, I want to dine in and pull Yishuan's ass together with my friends. What's worse is that it uses a reservation system, which is completely fine by nature, but the amount of people that could reserve one session totals up to 30 bodies. 30 people are way too many for that small cafe. Trust me. Hell, I don't think you could fit even half that number into that compact space. Given that it's Genshin, or rather it's Hoyo, the 30 heads per session will highly likely fill up if there's an event. So, either the company underestimated its popularity or overestimated its capability here. Regardless, the venue was damn small. It's really disappointing to experience this, considering that Hoyo is a multi-billion-dollar company. They could have gotten a bigger place. Or maybe the cost lies more with the German side of things, considering how bureaucratic this country is. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want to share about.
And we're done.
So, all in all, this Hoyoverse Cafe was mid. Food was priced over what they're worth, drinks were fine, place is too small, and Skirk is hot. If you're really into Genshin, then be my guest, all power to you. But otherwise, I can't really recommend it, even if it's for the anime themes. That being said, they are gonna have a Zenless Zone Zero event next week, and I'd still like to try it out, since I've been a day one player myself. Whatever the case, I believe that Hoyo did achieve what they were aiming for here, which is to get people to play the game again, or get first-timers to try playing it at least. It's more exposure. Even bad exposure is still exposure, and the fact that I'm doing this video right now is still free marketing for them. And the proof? My friend who doesn't know anything about Genshin already installed it. Anyway, that's all from me. Hope you guys can like and subscribe. Later, addicts. Seeing that Kuro is learning quite a lot from Hoyo, I wonder how long till they release their own Kuroverse Cafe.